Hello you guys, welcome back to my channel, How to Move to US. My name is Yasa, I'm a violinist and I moved here from Saint Petersburg, Russia, let's see, 9 years ago, all by myself. I live in Florida, so the topic of the day is, do you need to have a car in US? So if you live anywhere in Florida or in California or in any other city that is not a big city like Washington or New York, you would definitely 100% would need a car. I'm from Saint Petersburg again, and my entire life I was just using subway. We have beautiful, absolutely gorgeous, most beautiful in the world, I'm biased, subway, and we have great transportation, public transportation, so I never needed a car. I never drove. I never thought in a million years that I will. Now when I moved to Florida, first couple of years I lived on campus, so that settled it, that covered it, because I didn't need to go around much, so I would just carpool with friends if I needed to go to concerts and performances, and the majority of time we would just spend on campus practicing. Musicians, crazy life of musicians. But of course after I graduated I needed a car, so I got my license, and in America you need to know that your license is also your ID, equivalent of your passport. So wherever you travel, for example in the States, for example from Florida to New York, you don't need to bring your passport, you can just bring your ID, which is your driving license. So you can present this little card instead of bringing a big passport. It was so cool for me for a while to just travel with my driving license. Well, I got distracted. So you definitely need to learn how to drive. So in Florida it's much easier to get license, so I've heard, than in any other country, because it's such a need here, and basically kids, teenagers starting with I think 14 years old or 15 years old starting to drive with someone accompanying them. It's called learner's permit. And you know, even old gentlemen, my abuelo, how I call him, my old gentleman friend, my grandpa, my Spanish grandpa, his name is Lorenzo. Hi Lorenzo! He is 92 years old and he still drives. So it's a really basic need here, to go to a doctor, to go to a store, just to get your groceries, to go to pick up your kids from school. Anything you need to do, you will be doing driving. You're gonna use your car, because public transportation is really not reliable here. It's very rare. It goes on certain routes, so you won't be able to get to the place where you need at the time that you need. And no subway, of course. We have Tri-Rail that runs in South Florida. It's a train that is also sometimes not reliable time-wise. It's costly, and it's long. It takes a long time to get from a smaller city, for example, to the capital. Our capital, Miami. Of course it's not the capital of Florida. I'm just saying Miami is a party city, but famous all over the world. So you will need to learn how to drive. So I recommend to start in your home country. I took a couple of lessons in Russia, maybe 10 lessons, and then the majority of driving already I've done here prior to your exam. So what you need to know, to be able to pass the exam, you have to bring your own car. So you either rent a car or you ask a friend to lend you a car, because you have to pass the test with your own car. No one is giving you a car to do that. And you can do automatic, which is a great thing, because I think in Russia it's still a standard to do a stick and to pass exam on with a car that has a stick shift. Thank goodness in the United States you can do manual, so it's 100 times easier. I never learned how to drive stick but I got pretty decent with driving manual, although with pandemic I'm so out of shape, so out of practice. But as any skill, you know, once you start doing it again and start practicing, you can pick it up easily. So yeah, plan on getting a car, at least some used car. Cars here are not that expensive compared to other parts of the world because it's such a huge market again, and the capitalistic nature of American mindset, consumerism. We want to buy new cars every year, so we get rid of or we exchange the cars that we had for newer ones. So there is a huge market for used cars here, so you can get a car as cheap as $1,000, which won't be too reliable. So maybe you need to plan on 3, 5, 7,000 to get something at least drivable, and then you can get maybe Toyota Corolla 2016. My car, I think it was $16,000 or something around that, $17,000. So it's still not the newest car, but it's as good as new, right? They say with cars you just need to get a 1 or 2 or 3 years used car. That would be the best deal, because the new car, it's too expensive and loses value just the second you leave the parking lot or dealership, right? And with too beat up of the car, it's probably gonna break a lot. So 2-3 years used car is your best deal. Anyways, good luck learning how to drive, and please know that in Florida it's not that difficult. With manual cars you can pretty much get the hang of it. Oh, and another thing, the signs in US are so different from Russia. So different, they're much easier. You know, when you have to stop, I remember when you have to stop, you just see a sign that says stop, basically. That's how easy it is. I remember in Germany we couldn't figure out when we were driving what those signs mean, and in Russia, you know, it's actually, I think for the stop sign, it's a sign of stop. It doesn't spell it out for you, stop. So the signs are much easier to learn. They're different than in other countries, different than in Russia, but much easier to learn for, I guess, to make it simpler, which I think is not a bad thing. Come on, the simpler the better, right? You already have so much to think about when you drive, and the simpler the signs are, the better. So 2 parts of the test, you know that, right? 2 parts of the test. First, computer test, you need to know all the rules, all the signs, and then actual driving. Alright, good luck. I passed my test from a second time only. I didn't pass first time. The car that I used was my friend's car, my abuelo Lorenzo. Hi again. It was too big, it was Cadillac. I couldn't maneuver it well, it was too big for me. So practice the car that you're actually gonna use for the test. My biggest advice for that. And then just be confident you're gonna do it. I passed the computer test, aka written test, easily, but driving only second time. So you lose some money, but you can come back as many times as you need. And then you have to renew your license, of course. So I'm wearing glasses in real life. Yeah, this is real life. I'm wearing glasses or contacts for performances, right? So with glasses, it has to say that I'm eligible to drive only in glasses or contacts. So that's the thing. Another thing, you can be organ donor. So for example, if you say it on your license in times of need, when you got into an accident and you unfortunately in crucial condition and there is nothing they can do for you, at least they can use your organs to save someone else, which is a nice thing. I don't believe in theories that they harvest corpse and organs and they're just gonna, you know, get your organs even if you're still alive. No, I don't think so. It's a good thing to be an organ donor. I am. I invite all of you to follow my example, an example of millions of Americans. This is a good thing. Alright, so you definitely need a car to live in anywhere in America except a big city like New York, Washington, or Boston. So Florida is definitely, in California, 2 big driving states. I'll see you again soon. Alright, see you at my channel, How to Move to US. Please subscribe, and I hope I'll see you again soon. We're having fun, right? Bye!